Today I'll be discussing a topic so frightful that if you read the Daily Mail mirthlessly, I suggest you either turn off now or get a couple of buckets ready. Not only because my very status as a working class chap means that I'm clinging to my pathetic existence through suckling on tubes that go straight into your lungs, and I probably should just be put down, but because this is one subject that you will probably disagree with more than you disagree with my very existence. I'm of course talking about marijuana, weed. This is not a video promoting it. This is a video questioning it. Questioning why in 2012 it's not legal. Considering the way that Cameron and Osborne gleefully smack tax on fags and booze, think how much those chaps could put on marijuana. Surely the legal costs involved in legalising it would inevitably pay for themselves after tax and the money saved in arresting and imprisoning folk for dealing and being in possession of weed. But time and time again, by different governments, we're told that they don't want to legalise it as it's a slippery slope. I mean, what do they actually think will happen to society if weed was legalised? Will we all fuck off convention and start roaming the streets naked, looking for unwilling concubines and bewildered pensioners to fuck? Will we engage in glorious sweaty orgies and use emblems of the Queen's face to mop up all the semen and sweat? Will we just nail non-smokers to crosses, run their severed genitalia up a flagpole, puff on a doobie as we salute? No. People will smoke a bit more weed and probably be a bit more happy. The common argument is that weed leads you onto other drugs, and that's true, but someone's always going to fuck up. The people who are doing harder drugs will do them anyway, no matter how legal they are, and plus the folk that don't do drugs aren't going to, once it's made legal, rush to the local 24-hour shop to get themselves some. Babysitting is not something we should be doing. There's an element of making sure that we don't create a society where people sit around all day and smoke weed. But there's people who sit around all day and smoke weed, just as there are people who sit around all day and drink booze. The problems are already there. I personally feel that legalising it will make the fairly substantial amount of people in this country who enjoy cheapy smoke, it'll make their lives easier. It'll take a certain amount of power away from drug dealers, it'll save taxpayers money from imprisoning these folk, and they can buoyantly smack some tax on it. Sure, restrict it, like we restrict alcohol, but I feel it's time to accept that this is a war that isn't worth fighting. I'm here to show you that I'm not a hypocrite. I'm going to smoke this for you because I believe in freedom of choice. I believe that we have the right to decide what is best for us. I think it's time to accept that babysitting human beings is what creates resentment and an often violent disdain for anything that promotes a system or authority. I believe that personal satisfaction is possibly the most important thing that we have in this world. Satisfaction is what helps us forget about the grim inevitability of death. It makes the hopeless march to the boneyard that little bit easier. It makes us remember that we are alive. And there you have it. The world didn't end. Life didn't stop. I don't suddenly have the urge to go out and commit a sex crime or graffiti on some middle-class chap's jag. No one can stop you from achieving satisfaction, and no one should stop you from achieving satisfaction. Cheers.
James, what are you doing in there?
Shit in hell.
James, what are you doing in there?
Perfect.